Yeah.
That big one.
Scooch down that way. So as you would have just seen from the clips before this, out and about today, we've got a gorgeous day. I think we're saying it's about 30 degrees at the moment. And we've just come to Gympie and we're in Mary Street, which is sort of the high street or the main street of Gympie. And just having a little sort of poke around in the stores. We have had some success, which you would have just seen. But yeah, it's just been a really lovely sort of afternoon. We're going to have a little, we've got to walk back to the car now, so we're going to cross over the road and walk back that way, and then we are heading to the garden centre. So I'll bring you along as I have been for the rest of this. So far I think I've bought a dress, and I just bought this really gorgeous little wicker basket. You would have seen in the clips there. It was $10 and it was just so sweet. It was sort of a second-hand furniture store that had like the baskets, and yeah, it was just really lovely. And the one that I'm using now as my harvest basket is just a little bit worn, so it will be a very welcome addition. All right, we're going to cross over the road now and continue having a little mooch around in the stores. Bunnings has all of their Halloween decorations out, as well as their Christmas decorations, which is interesting. All the Christmas lights, beautiful reindeers. Ooh, giant dragon. That'd be cool for Halloween in your front yard. The wings, soft. I'd say the wings must move. Very funny.
Any other way?
Still got quite a few of their spring flowers in. Dahlias. They're, I know, and they're very like autumnal sort of, you know, Halloween colours. They're really pretty. Like, look at the different types of like pattern. Pretty yellow dahlias. And they've got these gorgeous pink ones. Mum has spotted something. Oh, these little blue ones. Oh, that's a very sweet little flower. Full sun, part shade, 30 centimetres and 35 centimetres wide.
That's beautiful, just because it's so small, just to fit in something.
Yeah.
Something. Beautiful.
And the little striped sort of flowers. Very pretty, very sweet little flowers. As in, you would like to get these?
It's probably only an annual, but
Look at these. The detail is just incredible. Isn't nature amazing? Look at that. Like, look at the...
yeah.
Oh, it's a bit dead. Look at it. So beautiful. Incredible, absolutely incredible. How vibrant is this red? Goodness me. Stunning. It almost is like a velvety sort of a red. Beautiful. They've got some raspberry and boysenberry plants. They also have blueberries. I have actually tried to grow blueberries before, and to no avail, unfortunately. I just don't think that they like our soil where I am, but I would absolutely love to grow them if I could. And raspberry. Beautiful. How weird is this little plant we've just seen? It's like an indoor plant, but it's got these really pretty little spikes of flowers. How funny. They have lots of different indoor plants. So we have finished up in Gympie. We went to Bunnings and had a little look around in the nursery there. I've got Mum with me today, so that's who the other voice you would have heard on some of the footage there. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Mum is driving, so we're just heading back home now. We did have success. I bought a few dresses. I think I got a clip of a few of them that I got. And I also got this amazing basket, $10. I think I was saying earlier, there was this store, Mum and I were just talking about it. There was sort of this second-hand furniture store, and the lady who owned it, she sort of goes to like estate sales or garage sales and finds pieces and then fixes them up and then sells them in the store. So they just had a lot of really quirky, different sort of things that were reasonably priced. That basket I just thought was an absolute bargain for $10. The halves basket that I've got now is just, it's sort of on its last legs. It's sort of the weaving of the basket itself has sort of come out of shape. It was quite a soft weave and it's just really come out of shape, whereas this other basket is quite a sturdy basket, which will be lovely. But yes, so we're just gonna go home now and have some lunch. I say lunch, we're both starving. It is 3:40 in the afternoon. So yes, very, very hungry. So we'll go home and unpack everything and then have some lunch. Anywho, I will talk to you when I get home. But yes, very good day. Both had a really good time, just hanging out, doing a little bit of shopping and exploring Gympie. It is the next day now. I didn't talk to you when I got home yesterday. It was just super late and I was absolutely ravenous, so hungry. So by the time I got home and I popped my sort of very late lunch in the oven, had some lunch, and then it was that time of the day where I was just keen on having a shower and getting all cozy. So I didn't catch up with you yesterday. What I wanted to do now was just show you very quickly what I purchased, just in the event that you're interested in that. I didn't get a lot of things, so it won't take long, but I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a look for those who are interested, just to see what I got. And then today, I've got to, what else have I got to do today? I need to make another batch of cookies, so maybe we will do that together. These cookies are absolutely delicious and they are so easy to make. So we might make them together. I basically make a batch of these cookies once a week and they sort of last me all week. So we'll do that together this afternoon. And I'm just having a bit of a sort of easy, sort of cozy snuggle day today, I guess. Which is very typical for me. If you've been watching this channel for a little while, you'll know I do like my cozy days. But without further ado, let's get into the items that I purchased yesterday. Alrighty, so I did also buy some plants at Bunnings. They're obviously outside on the potting bench, and we will plant them together. I bought some beetroot seedlings, as well as just a few other little filler plants, because unfortunately I have lost some plants in the last couple of weeks, so just some plants to replace those. And we'll probably do those maybe tomorrow. It depends how long this video is. If it's starting to get quite long, we might actually plant them together in next week's video. So if you are interested in seeing that, please subscribe. If you're enjoying the content on my channel, if you subscribe, that just lets me know that you are interested in getting more content from me. So if you are enjoying it, it does give me that indication. So yeah, please subscribe if you are able to. That would be great. But on to these items now. So I got some absolute bargains yesterday, if I do say so myself. I bought this dress. I don't know if I got clips of me trying this dress on in the change room. If I did, I will have inserted them and you will have already seen it. If not, I will try it on quickly for you here, because I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous and such a good price. So it's this little navy blue linen number, which does not look, I'm sure, much here laid out. But it's just sort of got like elasticated here. It's got the tie at the back to hold the shoulders up. And it's sort of got a bit of a balloon sleeve here. A little bit of like a puff sort of sleeve. It has that kind of, this is probably not the right word for it, but it's like that milkmaid sort of style, sort of on the bodice here, which looks really sweet. It's got a sort of ruched, sort of cinched in waist. And then just a really pretty sort of skirt to it. And then down the bottom, if you can see, it's just got these little pleat details at the bottom, which is really nice. The color was amazing. I do like a navy. It'll go really well with tan accessories or black accessories. And it's definitely something, we don't get really cold here. So this is something that I will wear pretty much all through the year. So in, you know, peak winter, I would wear this dress and I would just wear like a cardigan or something like that with it. I was just looking, I'm hunting around underneath because I was looking for the composition. It feels 100% linen to me, but I could be wrong and I cannot see a tag. Is it at the top here? There we go. It's a 73% viscose, 27% linen, and the lining is 100% cotton. That's actually very nice. The viscose blend hopefully will mean that it doesn't crease as much. Anyway, I loved this dress. And it was, there's no tag on it, but it was, I think, like $35, which is just incredible for that. $35, that's just... Anyway, that's just wild. But I thought that was really pretty, something that will stay in fashion, particularly for me. I will wear this, you know, for years and years and years to come. So very happy with that. Apologies if I'm knocking the camera there. Let me just scooch you over a little bit so I don't keep doing that. Can you still see? Yes. Now, this is my bargain basket. It is a second-hand basket, so you will note it's a little bit worn, which is okay. It just means that it has been well loved. It's a very decent size, as you can see. That is my hand for comparison, and has these really handy handles. The fact that they sort of will lie flat, but I can obviously use them to carry the basket, is brilliant. I'm thinking I will probably put like a tea towel or something down in the bottom here, just to kind of hold things together when I'm popping the small sort of items in the basket. And the tea towel will be easy because I can kind of just shake it out if dirt or anything like that gets in there. Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. So I'm thinking like a tea towel like this, and I'm thinking black because it will hide the dirt, and I could just pop it in like so. I could probably like double fold it, couldn't I? That's maybe a bit better. So sort of just like that. Oh, that looks really cute. $10 this purchase was. I think that's just brilliant for $10. Very, very, $10. I cannot get over that. That store was incredible. It is in Gympie, and obviously, and it was sort of right at the end of Mary Street, and it was like called Love Furniture. I think they have a Facebook page, and the woman who owned it was working in there, and she was sort of saying she goes and visits estate sales and garage sales and things like that, and just sort of has a really great eye, I think, for old furniture. And she'll sort of take it home, fix it up, maybe paint it, kind of restore it, I suppose, and then she puts it in her shop and she sells it. The pricing was incredible. I saw you would have seen some clips I filmed in there, and I mean, not all of the furniture was my taste, but I'm sure other people would have just loved it. And again, the pricing was really good. She also supported quite a lot of local artists, which was really nice. You would have seen they had those little sweet worms that you hang on the edge of pots. They had worms and like little bees and things, which were just really sweet. I was very tempted by them, and I was also very tempted, and I'm pretty sure I did film bits of it. They had these books that had been painted, like the outside of the books, the covers of the books had been painted, and whoever the artist was that painted them was very talented. There was a set of Beatrix Potter books, and then on the sort of spines it had Peter Rabbit, and it was just beautiful. I was very tempted by them. I think the Peter Rabbit set was like 4 books with the painting, and it was like $40 for someone's art. Anyway, I was blown away. I really, really loved it, and I will definitely be going back to that store again. She did sort of say the store was quite empty at the moment. She'd had a lot of sales, and she was still working on restoring a lot of the furniture. So I think in another couple of months, I will pop back and I will see what she has. There were quite a number of other baskets there if you're in the market for a basket, but this was my preferred one. Anyway, I won't continue to go on. I just thought that was just, yeah. How old do I feel that I'm sitting here waxing poetic about, this basket was amazing. Anyway, very, very happy with that. Now, I bought some dresses. So I bought the navy blue one that you've just seen, and then I bought this black one from Desert Dream Boutique. So you can see there on the bag. I think they might have a website. I'll see if I can find the website. If I can, I'll link it down below. But yes, I bought this black dress, and again, like, I'm sorry, I thought this was a bargain. It was $60 or $70 for this dress. Hold on, it actually has a tag. It was $65. That's just insane to me. Gympie is very much, as I said yesterday, a country town, and I just think that's maybe reflected in the pricing. I don't know, it blew my mind. So many stores we went into had some truly beautiful things. Gympie, that main street of Gympie, it is quite an old street, but it is a very old town. Like, it is historical Gympie. So that Mary Street that we were sort of walking along, that's been there for hundreds of years. And so some of the stores were a little bit sort of old and maybe a little bit sort of worn, but lovingly so. And the stores were just, yeah, like, as you can see, I got some great bargains, and all the staff and that was so lovely and so welcoming and friendly, so that was great. Anywho, I bought this dress, as I said, from Desert Dream. It's a viscose. And it's got these very sweet kind of little puff sleeves with the frill. I don't know if you can see that. It's got like a little elasticated with like a little ruffly frill, which was just very feminine. And then what I absolutely just adored about this dress was, one, it's got this, and again, I think I got some clips, so hopefully you've seen that. If not, I personally will be trying these dresses on for myself. So if I haven't done some clips, I'll try and enter some clips here. It's got this really pretty sweetheart neckline. And the silhouette of the dress was just, it's sort of, I've said it before, I am quite curvy. So it really just sort of, it's A-line. So it goes in at the waist and then kind of just skims over your hips. And I'm quite tall, so it sort of stops mid-calf for me. But if you're a little bit shorter than me or a little bit taller than me, obviously the height will vary. But very, very happy with this dress. Doesn't look like much on the floor, so I won't continue to go on about it. But I hopefully you will have seen some clips of it, or I will shortly add some clips. And then it's just got the elasticated back on it, which makes it very comfortable. Very happy with that purchase. And then I also bought from On Location Boutique these two dresses. They were, I think they were $60 or $70 as well. They are the same dress. So they just had a very pretty sort of V-neck. They had a little flatter sleeve on them. They had a really nice bodice, cinched in with some elastication or shearing at the waist. And then just a really nice A-line skirt that had a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of material in the skirt. And just beautiful. It's almost like a black, kind of a navy, which is lovely. And as I said earlier with the navy one, with the weather we get here, I will wear these dresses all year. So you will see in winter me in these dresses with just a cardigan on or like a blazer. I would wear these if I needed to dress them up a little bit. I'd wear them with a blazer. But they're just very comfortable, easy dresses to throw on and just pop down the road. You're not too dressed up, but you're comfortable, you look put together. And in any event, I was very, very happy with those purchases. So now that I've sort of unpacked all of this, I might actually try some of these on. I don't know why I do this. I don't know if other women can relate, but when I purchase something in a store and then I get it home, I always retry it on. I find store lighting can be quite deceiving, and so I like to retry things on at home. So I'm going to probably do that now. So all of those, I also, because I was mentioning earlier that it is a very cozy sort of day today, I'm going to make some cookies later, and then I'm probably going to sit down and have a cookie and maybe a cup of tea and read a book. But we bought this book together a few weeks ago now. I can't remember what video that was in, but we did buy this together. The Bookshop Detectives, Dead Girl Gone. This was my first book from these authors. They're a husband and wife, and I've finished reading it, and I did tell you in that video that I would let you know my thoughts. I definitely enjoyed it. The husband and wife team in real life used to actually be police detectives in the UK, and the wife, I believe, actually had a murder conviction, like she solved a murder basically in real life. And so they have both now retired and live in New Zealand. And funnily enough, this book is about a married ex-detectives who now live in New Zealand and own a bookshop. So it is very much the story of their life, in terms of inspiration, I suppose, for the characters. But as typical with a cozy sort of murder mystery book, mayhem and craziness ensues. They live in a really quaint New Zealand town. As I said, murder, mayhem, mystery ensues, and they have to solve the crime. It's a very good book. I read it. It's not a huge book. It is, so many pages? It's only 331 pages, so it's not a massive book. I read this in maybe 2 afternoons. It gripped me, I have to say. Like, I was very intrigued. It held my interest. It was a really good story, a great premise. There was good plotting and things like that. I enjoy romance. I like a romance book. I like action adventure. I love cozy mysteries. If you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know how much I love cozy mysteries. And I feel sometimes, I was actually talking to my mum about this. Mum often gets these books after me once I'm done. And I feel there are two sort of genre of cozy mystery. There is a cozy mystery that is heavier on the cozy. So more cozy, less sort of crime mystery, very heavy on the cozy vibes. Then there are cozy mysteries that are still cozy, but are probably more focused on like the mystery, the crime, that kind of thing. This book falls into that category. So it's very much a cozy mystery. So it's low angst, all that kind of thing. The town they live in is really sweet, really quaint. It's set in a bookshop, which is just all the cozy vibes. But it very much is focused on sort of the mystery and the solving the crime, and it's very focused on that. Which I'm explaining all of that because I think it depends. So like, for example, my mum does not necessarily like the ones that go heavy on the cozy. She prefers this type of book that's more on the crime sort of angle. The crime end of the spectrum is what I'm looking for there. Heavier on the crime end of the spectrum, in the cozy mystery sort of realm. I really enjoy both. I don't mind either of them. But anyway, I just wanted to explain that that's probably where this one sort of sits on that spectrum, in the event that you're sort of similar. I really enjoyed it. The ending was good, wrapped everything up, which I like. I do not like any sort of cliffhanger, anything like that. I like all my loose ends tied up. So it definitely did, and I'm not going to ruin it. I won't give you any spoilers. It maybe wasn't my favorite ending. It was still a very good ending, and I was still very happy with it. Very happy with the book. Highly recommend it. It just, if you read it, I would love to know your thoughts. But yeah, the ending, if you read it, let me know, and we can discuss our thoughts on the ending. But anyway, I read that one, and I just wanted to share that, my sort of feedback on that book. Camera just cut me off there. It is telling me I'm waffling on too much, but I did want to say I have just started the new Richard Osman book, We Solve Murders. So this is the new brand new series by Richard Osman. So as you can see, I'm not a massive amount of the way through. It is good so far. I have absolutely adored the Thursday Murderer Club mystery series. I own them all. I've read them all. I think I would, in a couple of years, reread them all. They were that good, sweet, really like laugh out loud, funny, at times heart-wrenching. You know, it's so rare that a book would make me cry or anything like that. Not that I necessarily cry, but there was some, if you've read the books, all of them, you'll know the moments that I'm talking about. Just very, very heartfelt, super funny, very cleverly plotted. And yeah, so I've adored the Thursday Murderer Club books, but this is a brand new series. As I said, not very far through. And it's good so far. It is just very different from the Thursday Murderers Club. And I'm hoping that that's a really great thing. I'm hoping that that's, you know, another series that I can enjoy. So anyway, I will keep you posted with how I go with this one. This is obviously a much bigger book. What are we looking at here? 445 pages, something like that. Anyway, I will stop waffling on now. I'm going to try on these dresses, and then if I'm happy with them all, I'm going to probably steam them because they're quite creased, and then get on with my day. And these are all of my little harvesting implements in my basket. Everything fits really well. My scissors, I've got other little scissors in here, I've got gloves, and I've got my little bags. Particularly in summer when we have a lot of pests, I'll sort of pull bags on, you know, tomatoes or capsicums and things like that, just to protect them from insects and things. So that's what those are. But everything fits really well. Oh, so happy. All right, as I mentioned earlier, I need to make a batch of cookies. The cookies I'm making are chocolate chip, and they are also gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. I'll give you substitutions as I go along in the event that you don't have any of those sort of tolerances and you'd like to make some adjustments. These are the cookies that I make every single week. So easy to make, very tasty, very allergy conscious cookies. Yeah, so I thought I've got to make them anyway, and that I might just quickly share the recipe with you. As I said, it's a very quick, easy recipe, so we'll just get going with it. So I'm using gluten-free, just plain flour. If you are not gluten-free, you can just use sort of a normal flour. You need, what have we got here? 1.5 cups or 225 grams of flour. So I am just going to get out a 1/2 cup. So we need 1.5 cups. So that is 3 1/2 cups. So 1. Now, today I'm using my Magimix in the metal bowl. I have spoken about the Magimix before in previous videos, so I'm not going to go into it now. If you don't have a Magimix or you do not have a kitchen mixer or anything like that, you can do exactly what I'm doing now, just in a normal bowl, and you know, just mix it by hand. But I'd like to do these quickly, so I'm just going to pop it in here and the Magimix will help me mix and combine all the ingredients. So we've got 1.5 cups of flour. The next is, what have I got here? Corn flour. So you need 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Apologies, it's 1 teaspoon of corn flour. I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon here, so I've done 2 to equal 1 teaspoon. That is because I'm lazy with washing dishes and we have to use the 1/2 teaspoon later, so I'm just reusing it so I don't keep getting dirty dishes. So as I said, 1 teaspoon of corn flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. The recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I never measure cinnamon, so I will just pop some cinnamon in there. If you like cinnamon, you'd obviously add more. If you don't like cinnamon, just don't add cinnamon. No. 1 teaspoon of vanilla if you're measuring. But I am just going to pour some in there. That's the end of my bottle, so I'm just going to use whatever's in there. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. The recipe has 60 mils of maple syrup, agave syrup, whatever kind of sort of sweetener, natural sort of sweetener that you prefer. I'm using maple syrup, so 60 mils or 1/4 cup. To me, that is a lot of maple syrup. So I'm going to use a little bit less than that. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in. We're going to put in 125 grams of butter. Now, if you are dairy free, so if you're not dairy free and you can have butter, you could just put 125 grams of butter in. If you are dairy free, you could use a dairy free butter substitute, or alternatively, you could use coconut oil. I'm today using coconut oil. The recipe doesn't specifically call for you to melt the butter or coconut oil in this case. I have just done it. I've made this recipe many, many times, and I find that it helps to combine the cookie dough if it's melted. So I have pre-melted. I'm just adding that in. I used the oven mitt because the bowl was quite hot from being in the oven where I melted it. And then, actually I will use that. Then lastly, just 1 egg. And so you pop in the egg. And that's it, people. That's the entire recipe. Put the lid on and mix through my ingredients. Now, once it starts to combine like this, if you were using a kitchen mixer like I am, I sort of just scrape down the sides a little bit. And then you add your chocolate chips. I'm using an organic, dairy-free and sugar-free chocolate chip. I might actually get the, this is the brand of chocolate chip that I'm using. I actually found it really challenging to find dairy-free, sugar-free chocolate chips that just weren't full of a bunch of filler ingredients. So these ones are just dark chocolate chips, dairy-free, sugar-free, or refined sugar-free I should say. They basically just have cacao paste, coconut blossom nectar, cacao butter, and cacao solids, 70%. Palm oil free, plant-based, fair trade, etc. So they're the ones that I use. I have them already decanted in a jar because I obviously do not use a whole box per one sort of set of cookies. Now, chocolate chips, very personal. If you want them with a lot of chocolate chips, obviously you'll add more in. The recipe calls for 75 grams. I'm not going to measure chocolate chips. I'm kind of just going to pop some in, sprinkle them around like so, and that's my chocolate chips. Putting the lid back on. Now, as you'll see, a sort of cookie dough has started to form, which is brilliant. That's what we want. And then that's the whole recipe. That's all we needed to do. What did that take us? Maybe, oh, hold on, it'll tell you here. That took us maybe 7 minutes, if that, and I was chatting to the camera. So it would take even less than that if you were very familiar with the recipe, chucked it all in, and you were done. So the next step, we do have to chill the cookie dough before we pop it in the oven. So I'm just going to, so for myself, I'm just going to pop it on some baking paper that I have here, and then I will sort of wrap it up and I'll pop it in the fridge for half an hour. I'm using this sort of size baking paper because I will actually reuse this to cook the cookie dough in the oven into little cookie bits. But then all you need to do is roll it onto the section, the parchment paper or cookie paper or baking sheets or whatever you sort of have. Right. So once you have all your dough out, it should look like this. Make sure you have clean hands. I have washed my hands, and then I would just kind of smush it together. Make sure you've got all your chocolate chips. And then from there, sort of just push it out a little bit. Just so once it's chilled, it's a little bit easier to, once it's chilled, what we'll do is sort of cut it up and then roll it into little balls and then flatten it out into the cookies. So that is that there. So that is your fresh dough that you have made on your parchment paper. I'm just going to wash my hands. Clean hands now. And then I'm just going to wrap it like so If you are somebody who uses like Glad wrap, you could use Glad wrap. If you use like a, what is it called? Like sort of reusable beeswax paper, you could use that as well. You could pop it into a bowl and just put a cover over it to pop it in the fridge. Basically, you just don't want it to dry out a lot once it's in the fridge. So that is mine there. Once you get to this stage, you're going to pop it in the fridge for 30 minutes. If you leave it a little bit longer than 30 minutes, it's fine, but maybe, I mean, you could leave it in there for 3 or 4 hours if you wanted to. You'll just find that the dough is a little bit firm when you're trying to break it apart to roll it into balls. So you might just want, if you leave it in there for a long time in the fridge, you might just want to leave it out for a little bit to kind of get more room temperature to make it more workable. Anywho, that whole thing took us about 8 minutes. This recipe is so easy. They're very tasty. It's a very customizable recipe. And I mean, do I need to reiterate? It's so easy. That's what I like when I'm cooking. I want simple, easy things. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge now, and that is going to be my dessert for tonight. Some fresh cookies with a cup of tea. I was just saying, I have a stew behind you there just in the slow cooker cooking. And then I have a fresh garlic and rosemary focaccia, gluten-free, etc. in the oven at the moment proving. Both of those recipes have been in previous vlogs, so I didn't make the bread or the stew with you today. I didn't want to bore you with seeing that again. But that is what I'm going to have for dinner, and then I will have fresh cookies for dessert, and then I think I might just curl up and maybe watch some TV series. I think I've got the new season of Only Murderers in the Building, so I think I'm quite keen to watch that tonight. But I will come back to you anyway once this is ready and once we are ready to pop them in the oven, just to sort of show you what that process is as well. All right, I will see you soon. We have our cookie dough out of the fridge. It's been chilling for just over half an hour now. So it is chilled, but you can sort of see here, it's still quite soft, which is what you want. I've just sort of spread out my parchment paper, and then all I'm going to do is break some off like so, mash it into a little ball, and then kind of make a little cookie shape. I'm making these for myself to eat, so they don't need to be, you know, perfect cookie shapes or anything like that. But that is basically it. It's not very hard at all. This step is a little bit messy because you're obviously getting cookie dough all over your hands. But yes, as I said, just a really simple, easy recipe that makes very delicious cookies that last all week. Once they're cooked, obviously they're absolutely delicious, fresh from the oven, all like warm and the chocolate chips have melted. But once they cool down, I just pop them in a glass container and they're good for the week. And I sort of will just have them at night time with a cup of tea as like my little dessert. They don't have a lot of they don't have any refined sugar in them. And they're just a really tasty, delicious little treat that's easy to make. As I said earlier, I make a batch of these each week. You can obviously adapt them to yourself. You could put white chocolate chips in them. I've used dark chocolate chips today, but you could use other sorts of chocolate in them. You could put some seeds in them, like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, that sort of thing, if you liked that. You could put little bits of coconut, like shredded coconut in them. So they're definitely versatile. And again, allergy sort of friendly, which I think is really important. I have a lot of allergies, so that is something that is important to me. Now, I've made them into little sort of cookie shapes. I'm going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, and then these will just go in there for about 10 to 12 minutes. Keep an eye on your oven. Everyone's oven is different, but mine, I don't like them undercooked. If you like your cookies a little bit undercooked, then maybe the 10-minute mark. I like mine a little overcooked, so I would probably do maybe 12-15 minutes in the oven, so they don't take long at all. And then that's it. So I'm going to pop these in the oven now, and I will come back to you once they're out and sort of show you the end result. Okay? All right, so the cookies are in the oven. As I said, I've got it on 180 degrees Celsius, and I put mine on for about 15 minutes. But they look delicious already. Now, I've just got my dinner here ready to go. I've got my stew and my bread. I have the TV all ready. As I said earlier, I'm going to watch Only Murderers in the Building tonight. I haven't seen the new season yet, so really looking forward to watching that. I don't think the whole season's out as of yet, but I will be watching, no doubt, the first few episodes. And I might actually bid you farewell here. I think this video is going to be quite a long one. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's really been a little bit of everything. We went to Gympie and had a little look around the stores there and sort of spent the afternoon together. And then today we've gone through and I've shown you what I bought. We've made the cookies together. Yeah, it's just been a really nice sort of couple of days, I think. And as I said, I hope you have enjoyed it. We didn't get a chance in this video to plant the beetroot and the new plants that I purchased at the garden centre. So we might actually do that in next week's video. So if you would like to see that, subscribe to my channel and you'll be the first to know when that video goes out. And I think, yeah, it might just be a bit of a garden sort of update video. I've got lots of seeds to plant at this time of year. I've got a little bit of, you know, trimming things back, etc. So we'll do that all together. I know how much you all like the gardening content. Anywho, I'm going to bid you farewell. I'm going to tuck into my dinner now, and then I'll show you a couple of clips once the cookies come out of the oven. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and then just sort of cozy up for the rest of the evening. So I will see you next week for a new video. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.